It's a fun thing when you get a new piece of tech and, all the passwords and all the things that you've saved over the years just aren't quite there. And then you got to remember everything. Gads, what a pain in the booty. 24 minutes late as a result. Some people would cancel. I probably should. Not going to, because you know what? Let's be honest, ain't nobody here anyway. So, what difference does it make if I show up on time or not? Um, Enough of the preamble and whininess. I'm not Patrick Mahomes. I don't get to just complain because I want to. Let's talk a little bit about this program that I'm putting together uh, specifically. And it's not a program. I don't even know why I use that word. But let's talk a little bit about what we're doing here in terms of how you can make the best use of that end of year budget that you've got to get rid of. Because ultimately, the old saying from the finance team is probably if you lose it if you don't use it. Okay, so I know for a fact that I'm recording. That's exciting. And that you can hear me, also exciting. So, got all the technical details wired in finally. All right, so what are we talking about? Well, I have some ideas, and let's be honest, they're a little bit selfish, right? Because they happen to align to the things I like to do. But but the altruistic side of me says that they also align to a lot of the people that I like. So, as it comes to that budget, what are you going to do with it so you can maintain that same budget next year? Well, I would say the best investment you can make is into your people. And why? Because it turns out people who feel like they're invested in tend to invest more into the individuals and the entities and organizations that invest in them. What does that mean? That means that if your company spends some money growing your people, they are going to spend some time, some effort, some energy, and use those new skills to grow your company. See how it's such a nice symbiotic relationship there? Gotta love that. So, how do you do it? Well, listen, the two ways that I thought of initially happen to fall under the categories of training and coaching. Let's start with coaching though. And here's what I like to think. If you are able to find a coach who has the right skill set, the right mentality, and the right ability to develop other folks, those folks are going to be significantly farther along in 3 months or 6 months or a year, and maybe even in 3 hours, depending on the coaching, that than the people who don't receive said coaching. It's a real easy thing to check out. So the challenge is find coaches who have done it before. It's not enough just to hold you accountable. A good coach is going to be able to give you the skill sets, to give you the playbook, to give you the things that you need to do to develop the habits, to develop the behaviors, to develop the skills that you actually need to succeed. So, maybe you're looking at your team and you've got some young leaders on that team and you want to develop them into greater leaders. So perhaps you need a communication coach. Maybe you need somebody that's going to talk management philosophy and explain what that could look like. Maybe you need somebody that's going to help them develop strategies and a plan for growth. Any one of those individuals, any one of those disciplines can be sped up, can get you there faster through the usage of a good coach. And coaches generally are pretty easy to work with. And as an added bonus, they do a lot of work to help keep people accountable. So not only are you developing the skills, but they're going to help you develop the habits. So all of a sudden, it becomes a second nature kind of thing. And I love that. And so coaches work in groups, right? Maybe you have an entire team that needs to have some coaching, or they do a lot of work individually, like one on one kind of stuff. And so I'm not sure what your specific needs are inside of your organization, but I am willing to bet that the right coach can help you. No, I keep saying the right coach. Yeah, because there's like a gazillion flipping coaches. I used to joke in 2007 when I got laid off from my last job that everybody was a consultant because we had that financial tsunami, and anybody that got replaced or reduced or relieved became a consultant instantly. And in 2012 and beyond, it wasn't about consulting anymore. Everybody became a coach. So, sure, there are people that have a very specific skill set that can coach your team. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're the right person to coach it. Again, it maps to skills. Make sure that they've been there and done that, even if it's in a slightly different field or industry. Because listen, there are some skills that you're going to need that are uniquely transferable, right? I mentioned communications earlier. Doesn't matter if you're in manufacturing and automobile sales, in insurance, in real estate, in accounting, in law. I could go on. Communication skills are communication skills. Sure, maybe there's some nuance in terms of the buzzwords and the technical language acronyms, but communications is communications. Leadership, for the most part, is leadership. Now, you'd probably want somebody as a leadership coach that's got some specific knowledge in the industry. That might be helpful. But for a lot of things, it could matter a lot or not at all. If the coach has the right ability to inspire, to influence, and to educate, you're gonna be fine. They're going to help your team get to where you want them to get. So find someone. And if you don't know, ask. Coaches are such a cool community. They know all kinds of other coaches. So if you're looking for a performance coach, I know some folks. If you're looking for a communications coach, I know some folks. If you're looking for a marketing or content creating coach, I know some folks. If you're looking for someone that's going to help your sales team sell better, I know some folks. If you're looking for someone that's going to help you streamline your HR processes, guess what? Know some folks. So, figure out what the need is. And if you don't readily know someone, I may be a good fit, or someone I know may be a good fit. So let's chat. Just reach out. Super easy. All right. Flip side, training. Let's talk turkey. Training is such an important element. The old joke is the CFO says to the CEO, what if we train our people and give them valuable skills and they leave? And the CEO says, what if we don't train them and they stay? Listen, I told you earlier, people love being around organizations that invest in them. Training is one of the best investments that you can make in your people because it helps them grow. They, in turn, will help you grow. So, yeah, we do a lot of very specific skills training, hard skills training, the tricks and techniques that someone needs to do their job, like the physical function of it. But is that enough? Right? Well, I look at a lot of communications training. I look at a lot of leadership training. I deliver a lot of these pieces of content as well. And those are the things that make offices and culture better. When you have an organization that's gone through a dealing with difficult discussions training, guess what? You have a more open, a more authentic, and a better organization because they communicate more effectively. It's such a key ingredient. I see a lot of DE&I, diversity, equity, and inclusion training going on because you know what? People want to be included. I see a lot of training in the leadership space. People don't want to be managed. They want to be led. And if you're iron fisting the management side of things, guess what? You're going to have constant turnover and your retention rate is going to stink. So we've got to develop new skills as leaders. And then there's all the stuff that you could do in marketing, the stuff you could do in sales, the stuff that you could do in terms of changing the way you think. Design thinking is a great piece of training material that's going on right now. You may have seen this, may not have. I recently became certified in a process called behavioral elements, and that really maps our behaviors to how we show up. And it teaches us how to lead people more effectively. It teaches us how to communicate with people more effectively. It teaches us how to argue and solve issues. And it teaches us how we show up. So there's all these different ways of investing into your people. And the best thing about some of these pieces of training is, yeah, they're going to help them in the office, but they're going to help them in other areas of life too. Listen, if you become a better communicator, you take that skill with you into every single interaction, and that's important. So, those are two big ideas. The last one that I keep thinking about is this idea of throwing an event, right? Bringing in, whether it's for your department or your team or company wide, bringing in some folks that are going to be a little bit lighthearted, but with a message that's going to resonate with your team, whether it's about finding joy or reducing burnout or cutting down stress or tackling the day and being more productive, or something even a little more airy fairy where you're looking at philosophically, what are the 5 pillars of a life well lived. These things that can be inspirational, that can be motivational, can make a real big impact on your team, not just in the moment, but carry it forward throughout the days, weeks, months, and year ahead. Listen, 2024 is literally here in 19 days. That's less than 3 weeks. And so, that means that I'm making this video way too late. But beyond that, we don't have to just celebrate the holidays. We could celebrate the new year as well. And what better way to kick off 2024 than investing in your team, showing you care, showing them some love, and upskilling them in ways that matter to you, that ways that matter to your organization, and of course, in ways that matter to them. It's super duper important. My name's Terry Bean. I'm happy to help you customize a program or get you connected to the people that will make something great for you. I hope you have a wonderful holiday. It is December 12th. I will likely not be here on the 19th, and maybe I'll see you on the 26th. I don't know. We'll figure that one out when we get closer to it. But in the meantime, if there's ever anything I can do for you, you be sure to let me know. Thanks so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.